Had a conversation with some undocumented people at a party barbecue I was invited to. Didn't know very many people there, and some of them had seen some of my TikToks. They had discussed some of my TikToks. Interesting. And one of the biggest takeaways from the whole conversation, which was a very needed to have conversation, is how they explain immigration today. And some of the older gentlemen explain that when they migrated to America decades ago, they came here and they didn't want to be seen, they didn't want to be heard. They just wanted to work. When they came here, they didn't bring their children or their wives. They came and they sent all the money back, and they did their best to not be seen. And nowadays, when they migrate, there's a lot of youth, a lot of younger kids that are coming over. And by younger, we hear the term military aged all the time. So late teens, early 20s. Sometimes they bring kids. And the way they explain it is they're not here to work. They're here to be seen. They're here because, and they don't get this in their own country. That's why they've left their country. They've heard, yeah, you go there. If you have kids, they give you housing, they give you welfare, they pay for all your stuff, and then you can go work on the side and make some cash, and you're going to be living really good for free. You're not going to have to pay for anything. And that's the biggest difference. And they say kids, the reason so many kids have come across the border is because they know the kids are a crutch. The kids are going to get them everything that they need, and they know which states to go to get these things, which are always blue liberal states. They know that's where you go. That's where they give you all the free stuff. Put you in a house, pay for your food, pay for your electricity, gas, water. They take care of you. So the difference is, per my understanding and their explanation, is they didn't want to be seen decades ago, and now they want to be seen and heard. And with that said, we commented and talked about what's happening in Mexico. And right now, a lot of the people that were coming up before the border got closed, or a lot of the people who got kicked out with all the stuff that's going on, they're in Mexico. And then remember in New York, all the Venezuelan gangs, the Colombians, the Cubanos, remember how they were all on their little mopeds and driving around terrorizing all of the local Americans? They're doing that in Mexico. So the Mexican citizens are now complaining because now they're in Mexico, and they're even in the DF, and they're in Mexico City downtown, and they're running amok. They're like a gang. They're stealing. They're intimidating. Whatever gang behavior you can think of, they're doing it, but they're doing it in Mexico. And the way it's explained, or the way that they comment on it, is they're like that everywhere they go. That's where they were in their country. That's why they got kicked out. A lot of them got kicked out of their countries and got sent, go to America. And it's crazy to think about, because when you look at the youth, like Gen Z, which is kind of who they're talking about, powerful movements all over the world, protesting, shutting down whole countries, making things change. But then you have a group of them that are entitled and don't want to really work and just want everything for free. And they're giving the whole movement a bad name, a bad look. And this happens in everything. It happens in every nationality. It happens in religion. Perfect example. With Muslims, there's a lot of really good ones, but the bad ones amplify the bad, and they keep doing the bad, so everybody judges them for the bad ones, even though there are some good ones. That's what's happening with Gen Z. That's what's happening with the Venezuelans, the Cubanos, the Mexicans. Entitlement. There's some that are here, and now they want to be seen. where in the past they didn't want to be seen.